Trying. Subscribe to the channel. I don't like seeing that glare on my glasses type shit. See if I can turn this way. Boom, boom, boom. Tay, what up? Y'all like the video as y'all come in. Look at Kyrie. Kaim, what's up, people? Y'all like the video as y'all come in. Peace. J Alpha, what up? What's going on, people? I'm gonna give y'all a minute to get in here and get situated. Let me RICO stands for Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act. The act has been used to target organized crime in the U.S. The RICO Act was passed in 1970 and was created to prosecute mafia families and other crime organizations. My man said, and another one. Damn. So, yeah, let me get into this. U.S. Marshals. Rapper Tsu Surf arrested for racketeering charges in Jersey City. He's from Newark, by the way. The United States Marshals Service, New York, New Jersey division took down a rapper who they believe committed several racketeering violations known as RICO. U.S. Marshals confirmed that RLS Media that Mr. Rajon Cox, also known as Tsu Surf, was arrested after he barricaded himself inside a building in the 200 block of Wilkinson Avenue this afternoon. The operation began when the U.S. Marshals surrounded the building in search of Cox at around 1:30 p.m. As units conducting a perimeter around the building moved in to apprehend Cox, officials said he attempted to flee the rear with his girlfriend, but then re-entered the building and barricaded himself. A Jersey City Emergency Services unit and a negotiation team joined the government law enforcement agency in an attempt to get Cox to surrender peacefully. After about 20 minutes, Cox turned himself into authorities without further incident and charged with racketeering. Officials said Cox is being held at the Essex County Jail in Newark. Again, the Racketeer Influence Corrupt Organizations Act, RICO, of 1970 seeks to strengthen the legal tools and evidence gathering by establishing new penal prohibitions and providing enhanced sanctions, penalties, and new remedies for dealing with the unlawful activities of those engaged in organized crime. This situation remains under investigation. Boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna let y'all elaborate for a minute. His mother is asking that everyone take down the photos of him getting a... You can't be serious. He's famous. His mom wants people to take photos down of him being arrested. That ain't gonna happen. When you campaigning, Tay Houston, what's up? When you campaigning, you'll eventually get elected. Tsu Surf been campaigning for a minute. Tsu Surf openly represented gang activity. He openly represented his association with the Grape Street Crips. It's just a bad time to do this. He been arrested, shot over the years, about this lifestyle. And so, you know, based on his activity over the years, you could tell that he probably was an active participant in this lifestyle. And this is what you have. Pardon me, rolling 60s. Oh, he in the 60s too. Pardon me. He said, boy, do at least 6 months. Tsu Surf do about 6 months every year. Cardi bragged about the gang. What the fuck? He about to get cooked. Like, share, and comment on this video. For y'all who just getting here, make sure y'all subscribed. Stomped somebody out at a URL event when he was supposed to battle Cortez. Blew the whole event. What do you think he looking at? Everybody that we seen get the RICO in recent time, entertainer-wise, they got what? No bail. They got no bail. Detained. They saying he already a convicted felony. It's 15 to 20 for him, no bail. 20 to life. So he got a federal RICO. Not the state statute like Young Thug and those guys in Atlanta. He said, feds ain't giving you 6 months for nothing. A battle rapper who's actually on a mean run lately. I believe he was one of the top guys, been one of the top guys for like the last 6 years. Tsu Surf fire. I love his music. It's a fucked up situation to be in, but again, he was openly representing that shit. I believe there's audio of him saying he doesn't think he's coming home. Same story, different character. Who was my favorite battle rapper? Tsu Surf was one of them, for sure. Charlie Clips. I like Calico. It could be Tsu Surf. He said he sounded like he about to cry. My man said Surf is the best. I could almost co-sign that in recent history. Yeah, he's been probably the best, the most active anyway. THRU. My bad. He said he's rich now and it don't matter. The feds are starting to make an example out of these entertainers because they have so much influence and they high profile. I remember dudes used to hide and deny gang affiliation. He says Surf stole Quilly bars. I think you talk about THRU. I think they got a video of THRU stealing somebody bars. I think he stole them from a white dude, though. He got legendary battles. I'm going to see if I see another news entry on that situation. Make sure y'all subscribe as y'all coming in. He said, who's going with him? RICO means organization. That means he got co-defendants. My man said, wasted talent. Another one down the drain. This is crazy. Nah, this is real life. He said, nah, that was Surf Gully. He's still in bars. That was Surf with Quilly bars. Somebody's telling. Tsu Surf in custody after his dramatic arrest. His mother reacts. Battle rapper Tsu Surf was finally taken into custody today on federal RICO charges after weeks of speculation. The rapper may never see a stage again. It's funny that they said weeks of speculation because before he got the RICO case, people were saying that. Somebody said that on my live stream like last week. Revered battle Tsu Surf has finally been caught by the long arm of the law after weeks of speculation. Tsu Surf, born Rajon Cox, was taken into custody today, October 13th, and hit with federal RICO charges out of Jersey City, New Jersey. According to sources, Tsu Surf barricaded himself inside a building when he was approached by the U.S. Marshals. He attempted to flee with his girlfriend, but eventually re-entered the building. A negotiation team was called to the scene, and Tsu Surf decided to surrender peacefully. He was taken into custody around 1:30 p.m. this afternoon. He's been held at the Essex County Jail. As of press time, there is no detailed information about the rapper's charges. But the charges are severe, according to the Newark, New Jersey native himself, who often mentioned his affiliation with the Rolling 60s faction of the Crips. Last week, Tsu Surf hopped on Twitter using a burner account instead of his official handle and addressed the chatter brewing about his impending arrest. Apparently last week on October 6th, Tsu Surf tweeted, "I probably never step on a stage again. God has a way of humbling us. I can't even act like I ever felt like my story would ever turn out like this." He elaborated in an interview with battle website hiphopisreal.com. The decisions you make can carry you through your whole life. You can be in your senior year in college and make a left down one block and was supposed to make a right down that block, and that could affect you 30 years later, Tsu Surf said, because if you would have made a left down that block, you would have met somebody that was going to be an executive at Google 10 years from now. Genuinely, every decision you make affects your life. Just think before you speak. Think before you act. Tsu Surf's mother addressed her son's arrest on her Instagram account. In addition to a message posted on her IG, his mom vowed to support her son through the turbulent time in his life. "This is my child, and I know that will forever be... This is my child, and know that will forever be his support, and when the smoke clears, we'll be right there. Thank you for the calls, texts, and DMs," she wrote. "The fight begins. Remember, he has a daughter, and this is where we see who the real from the fakes are. No one thing about my son is cut from a cloth, and he gets it honest. Don't make me come out my motherfucking bag, please. So many people have contacted and showed me that they are there for us, and I appreciate you." Well, damn, this shit happens on the regular. Happens in the South regularly. Now it's happening in the North. Allegedly, some of his gang got swept up in a RICO last year. Somebody squealing out the gang. They always on that God and spiritual talk when they know it's too late. He gonna tell. Sounds like they lining him up for a body case. West Coast Crips ain't gonna jack him. Put that kufi on, good brother. Crime is too difficult to get away with for a nondescript. Even harder to do it when you got some light on you. I hope he stands tall, but his money can't get him out of this. Make sure y'all follow me on Twitter at Gully TV 1. Tsu Surf at the top of his game. He has a lot to lose, then lost it. Probably not going to get a bail. Sadly, he had 1 foot in the battle rap and 1 foot in the streets. That seemed like that's everybody's story, and it ain't ending well. Statistically, this ain't going well. This ain't going well. I think niggas got to readjust. The gang shit is hot as fish grease. The gang shit is like the crack game was in the 90s. Early 90s. When they was kicking indoors, the jump out team. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when police is coming to blocks, jumping out of vans and shit? Mozzie locked up. Surf locked up. Young Thug locked up. Anybody else want to represent a gang publicly? Damn. It's crazy. Make sure y'all go to the website. Get your PA knit. This is called the Fab Five right here. These ain't on the website. Nah, Gully, at this point, the Fed's cherry picking. This is too easy. They making it easy. They openly representing their affiliation. My man said, make love songs. AR got his head smacked. What you mean by that, pimp? The gang shit worse than the 90s. At least in the 90s, we still have respect and love for the game. I don't know what that means. What made you change, Gully? You been through it before. The niggas that I was moving with, we was getting money. We was getting money. It wasn't about like no violence and shit. We had some conflict, like we dealt with it and shit, but everybody that was around me got drug charges from back in the day. Felony drug charges from the 90s, like sales charges and shit like that. Then been on. Motherfuckers done wore wire in their shirt on you and shit like that. It wasn't, we had conflict with like court cases and shit. It's way more bread on the internet than the streets. RICO make it easy. They ain't got to prove too much. You called him, you talked to him, you involved him. Can't forget OBH. Yeah, OBH. Rah, 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 rah. They got a place for you. Chris was good. Didn't he just get locked up and re-released? They just said in my live stream like a week ago, before this happened, people was already talking about him being arrested, right? They said whenever Al come home, Tsu Surf go in. That 45 years they hit him with, Gully, he might be able to give back some of it, but he gonna do a dub. He said we went hand to hand back in the day, no vials. Homicide is always bad for business. Tsu Surf had it all mapped out. I remember he was on a live and he left his live stream. He like walked down to meet his doorman. He had ordered some DoorDash or something like that. So he was living in a nice fly apartment building. Went down, met with his doorman. They delivered him his food and shit. He was in a good place. I'm pretty sure he had money. He was in demand. His music was good. Shout out to Southside Ice. Ice, my bad, baby. Southside Ice is just on my platform and shit. Boom, shout out to South SSI. Queensbridge. Boom, 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 boom. Al and Tsu Surf ain't see the streets together since 2006. Rappers in the 90s didn't represent they set they was from. You knew they was Crips or Bloods, but they never represented the actual gang they was a part of. You heard Fifth, I don't do gang. Yeah, gang is dangerous. Y'all see the body count? Like the video. God damn, man. It's over 1,000 people here, man. Look at the likes. It's murder. That ain't, come on. Goddamn. Sheesh. He was definitely on his way to a meal ticket if he didn't already have it. I think he would have blew with the music. Rufus Jones, talk to me. I appreciate your super chat, pimp. Spot him and got him. What's up? Look at Pee Wee getting busy. Al better relax too. They shot up an Al show as soon as he came home. He had multiple shootings and a gun charges and never did real jail time. Wonder what Joe Budden think. Tsu Surf went from performing at Rolling Loud to barricading himself in an apartment. I think dude from the Lost Boys is home. Yeah. I think he been home for some years now. Do you feel like my expert opinion has outdone flipped the script? I'm going to tell you like this. We ain't competing against each other. Everybody do something different. My expert opinion is like 4 guys on a panel. Queen's Flip is just him and G Money. Everybody do something different. Right now, currently, my expert opinion is the top deal right now as far as sitting down and watching a interview. The Tony Ayo joint is fire as a motherfucker. It's controversial. It's fire. Drink Champ still fire. The Shaquille O'Neal joint out. I keep it funky with you. I watch the same shit y'all watch. So as soon as I start liking a rapper, the music, they either die or go to jail. I'm telling you, I think the feds is hoping he feel like he got too much to lose and will start telling like Tekashi. Surf has been seen hanging around with Big U. Charleston White. Charleston White has a message, but I believe the media, the media focus, you know, motherfuckers always putting cameras in his face, causes him to veer off into some other shit. He was it's a video out right now where he was exclaiming that he rolled with killers, he hang around killers, niggas who killed their mother and father and shit like that. Who would hang around with some niggas like that, number one? Who would brag about it, number two? And you mixing up the message. One day you talking about trying to save lives and shit and like that, and then the next day you talking about killer, killer, killer. So it's contradictory a lot of times and shit. Tsu Surf been saying Big U is like his uncle. Xavier Banks, I appreciate your super chat. With the advance of tech, only creative survive. I agree with you. Nah, I posted Kaim. I posted the video on my Instagram page. At I am Gully TV _. I posted it. He was bragging about hanging with killers, rolling with killers. He said somebody asked him about going on Gilly and Wallow's show. He said, "Nah, I wouldn't go on that show with them silly ass niggas." He said, "What the fuck would I go on that show? Fuck with them niggas for?" And he went on to say, "I roll with real killers and shit." And da 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 da. And I didn't understand. Nobody understood what was his point in stressing the fact that he rolls with killers, and these killers that he rolled with then killed their parents and shit like that, and whatever, like whatever the fuck. I don't know what he was trying to accomplish by that. Charleston White was here in Chicago last week with 3 Terminator-built Navy SEALs. Lisa Evers say Tsu Surf was wanted by the DEA. Maybe he was getting money. Hey, that video about Carmen Bryan, that shit ain't up no more. I know what you're talking about. I killed that shit. CW says he says stuff for shock value to get people to talk. When you put it on this internet, once you say it, it's out there. And you can't pull it back. And people will take a Charleston White interview, and sometimes they won't focus on his actual message on what he was saying. They'll just clip the part when he went off track and get to talking crazy and shit. When he snaps out, that's the part that they clip, and that's the part that goes viral, and that's the part that you see. But they don't do the same thing when he actually kicking some real information. Now y'all want to put Future in jail. Future in the gang too? My man said the feds having a field day with these rappers. Peace. He said the same. Go to my website, www.therealdribble.com, and get you some heat, because I got it over there. I'm trying to tell you. So go re-up. Someone tell Cameron and Mace to retire from rap. He still act like it's the late 80s. I think Cameron is straight. Mace is all over the place. And he don't got no new music and shit. What did Blue Boy do to deserve to be on Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson? Bodying Larry Davis? Mike Tyson might have knew Blue Boy before he went to jail. I mean, Mike Tyson might have knew Blue Boy from institutions. I don't know. I just spread the word amongst the people to follow Gully TV. Black people shouldn't be entertained by nothing Blue Boy got to say. Blue Boy ain't nothing. He was in penitentiary his whole life. He was in the whole RHU his whole life. This nigga was totally confined his whole life. And the only thing that people talk about in reference to him, like this wasn't no balling, getting money type nigga and shit. Nothing like that. He wasn't no, no Willie or nothing like that. No flossing type nigga. The highlight or the thing that people identify him with is killing Larry Davis. Looking at Ortiz's crooked-eyed demeanor, I see that Joe Budden is the emotional one. I don't know how to answer that, pimp. THRU, I appreciate your super chat. Peace, that fame is the worst drug. It pays the bills, you just gotta stay out here on the street. I think fame has been good to a lot of people. Everybody don't go to jail. There's a lot of people in my comments about that Tony Yayo Math Hoffa interview. And a lot of people said this. They said Tony Yayo was bragging about being shot at for real. He said, we was at war with niggas. He said they never fired no shots at no motherfucking body that they was beefing with. They never fired no shots at World and them. They never fired no shots at Jimmy Henchman. Nothing like that. This is what's being said amongst the populace. So I guess essentially a lot of the stuff that he was sharing in the interview, he was talking about beefs that 50 Cent was in. My man said they was victims. Yeah, that's what people saying. He was, a lot of his stories, they was victims in all of the stories and shit. Word is they coming for Future too. I never knew the Future was in a gang. I wasn't hip. I'm late to that. If blacks taught each other how to get legit money as fast as we teach hustling, we'd actually be better for it. Getting legit money is hustling. It is. Don't associate hustling with selling drugs. That ain't no hustle. That's selling drugs and shit. Hustling is when you can sell vacuum cleaners and shit. You can sell PA knits. You could wash cars and shit. You could, sell food. That's hustling and shit. Creating something out of nothing. Bernadette, thank you. He said false. Bullshit. When droughts come, niggas that sell drugs do what? Start robbing and shit. Panicking. Losing their goddamn mind. No versatility. You should do a feature on LEP Bogus Boys. I love the Bogus Boys. Chicago. I suspect that there will be mainstream rappers that will be pulled into these RICO charges because of their gang affiliations. These mainstream rappers need to detach themselves from these gangs. My man said there's never a drought. Price just go up. Talk that shit. He said you're most definitely right. Hustling, selling drugs is totally different. People, guys that devote their life to selling drugs, if niggas that's good at it or whatever can easily transition into selling something else because you already got the people skills and shit. You already got the tact. You know what I'm saying? You already got the get up and go about you and shit. All you got to do is just change the commodity. Change the commodity. And I advise anybody that's watching this that you should change the commodity and shit, man. Like, try to sell sneakers. Like, find something else to do and shit. Like, multitask. You ain't got to just lean on that because it's dangerous. And we really don't respect you fentanyl niggas. You niggas that's pumping fentanyl, you 100% not a hustler. You's a devilish chemist. You a deadly devilish chemist. You're not a hustler though. Nah, you're definitely dangerous. Boom, boom. He said this guy is not a rap star. Tsu Surf is a rap star. Tsu Surf high profile as a motherfucker. Your favorite basketball players and shit like that follow Tsu Surf. He said hustlers can flip houses. My man said, what's up, OG? I remember you upstate power dunking on everything. Appreciate all the books and knowledge that you shared with me. I appreciate you too, pimp. Subscribe to the channel. We already went through this with, with the drug thing. Ever since Biden became president, RICO has been crazy. They creating these gangs, keep it real. No, they not. Niggas is creating these gangs. Niggas is representing these gangs. Niggas is posting these gangs on social media, Twitter, Instagram. This is how we all know about these gangs. In the 90s, we didn't know about no gangs. All we knew was Crips and Bloods. We just knew that was their names and shit. And they wore red, and they wore blue and shit. That's all we knew about them. We didn't know their business. We didn't know the block they was from, where they located, we didn't know none of that shit. They gang, same with Chicago. We just knew that they was gangs and shit, but didn't nobody know they fucking business and shit. Now you know they business. You know who they with. You know where they from. You know who they be beefing with. You know the history of this shit. It's on YouTube. He said, big facts. No one knew the sets. We didn't. He said, would I interview Rafer Edmond? Absolutely. Social media took it to another level. He said, Loaded Lux, Smoke Surf. He was the only one that could do that to Tsu Surf. He brought Tsu Surf into the game. They knew Tsu Surf when he was bummy and shit. You ever hear Goods talk about Tsu Surf? They would talk about him when he was, when he was a shorty and shit. Why none of these LA gang members ever get caught up in a RICO? They don't be representing this shit. They got something in LA called gang injunction. I believe that's like a warning that precedes the RICO case. And niggas know about gang injunction penalties. And because of that, niggas be on some chill shit. The only people you see representing this shit is niggas that's rapping. He said, Goods called him Dirty Surf. Right. He said Surf was scared to battle Goods. Goods and Lux had something over Tsu Surf. They introduced Tsu Surf to the world, right? They had him when he was nothing, man. Like, it's on, I think, Lions Den. Tsu Surf was wearing, like, skinny jeans and cardigans and shit like that. You couldn't tell that he was gutter. Or he didn't appear to be gutter. Nothing. He said, your boy Russ Wildin'. I don't know what the fuck is up with Russ, man. I don't know what the fuck is up with him. He said they his big brothers. He said Surf or smoke Goods. Goods would know how to deal with Surf. Goods know how to deal with the average rapper when he get to talking that elaborate fly shit. He said, you need to tell us who you were warned to stay away from in LA. I already put that video out. Y'all know what that's about. Y'all like the video. It's almost 1,300 people here. I appreciate all of y'all. Make sure y'all visit my website, www.therealdribble.com. Go over there and get you some Dribble God basketball shorts in case you're going on vacation. You look real fly at the resorts. Boom, boom. He said Goods is overrated. He said Goods couldn't handle Easy. I heard Easy's been a problem for everybody. Y'all be loving the gun bars and the gun talk and the drug talk, but when shit gets real, you guys want to complain about it. Make up your mind. We can't tell them niggas what to write and rap about. Didn't nobody tell him to be representing the Grape Street, the Rolling 60s on the fucking internet. Get out the car, man. We talked about this before, man. The realest nigga, one of the realest niggas in Boys in the Hood was Trey. You know why? He knew to get out the fucking car, man. When they was going to put in that work, he said, yo, Doughboy, let me out. He knew that he wasn't supposed to be in a car. He knew that he had a job at the mall. Remember, he was working at the Fox Hill Mall, wearing nice clothes, got a dad at home. Let me out the car. Doughboy looked back, let him out the car. That's my man. He not built like that. Let him out the car so he don't got to watch this shit. He don't got to tell on us. And you know what I mean? He still got a life. If you love him, send him home and shit. It's my man. He didn't look at him in disgust. Let him out. It's my man and shit. Let him out the car. That was the end of it and shit. Niggas got to learn to get out the car, man. Tsu Surf had a life. He had shit at risk. Niggas used to tell cats who was doing something legit, who had a chance. Street niggas used to tell them, yo, go stand over there. Go stand over there, my nigga. We fuck with you. We love you. We see you and shit. But go stand over there. Now, niggas want to be on camera with these niggas. And then it just goes left field to get bad. He said, respectfully, it doesn't mean that he's built like that. He's just picking about what he chooses to battle. It was a good decision to get out the car. He wasn't built like that. The fuck, he ain't into no killing shit. Doughboy been putting in work. He said he was out of the whip. His past caught up with him. He said Trey had a silk shirt on in the hood. That's a real one. He said they would tell you to go to school, hoop, etc. Now niggas think it's okay to, you know, fraternize, be seen with niggas that's committing crimes, killing motherfuckers and shit. That's what make it bad, but the DEA is involved with Tsu Surf situation, so somebody probably was getting some money. The gang that Future and Playboy Cardi are allegedly a part of is supposed to get the RICO charges soon. Y'all predicting this shit. Rodney Frazier, welcome to the Dribble God Elite. I appreciate you. Y'all be predicting this shit. This is crazy. He got arrested, but the DEA arrested him, I guess. Play this shit back. I already read it. Surf was doing positive, good things for himself in the rap culture. Someone ratted and hated the brother. One thing you have to know, every rapper, she has fans and they love different vibes. So you can't tell a rapper like me to stop singing about gang and violence. My fans like that vibe. I guess I have to agree with you. You don't have to continue to feed your fan base that shit, though. You don't. And Tsu Surf didn't start off talking about spinning the block and shit like that. It didn't start off like that. He was a battle rapper. Norma 1250 says singing about violence is a lack of creativity. Do you think Bigger was trying too hard screaming at Yayo? I thought Yayo was doing most of the screaming. I saw you out in Trenton. How was it compared to other places like Philly or Newark? Trenton's cool. Jersey is like, Jersey, you could like ride through Jersey and they got all of these little ass towns and shit. And each town got black people in it, blacks and Puerto Ricans. It's crazy as a motherfucker. And they almost like connected on the turnpike. Different X's on the turnpike. Plainfield, Trenton, Patterson, Newark, Jersey City, just Bergen County. It's wild. They're gonna make him spend all of his money, leave him with just enough to eat. I don't know what's going on, but that Tsu Surf freestyle, he killed Hot 97 and he killed bars on I-95. I think he probably had one of the best ones up there. I got a whole Ricky Lee story. I ain't gonna share it with y'all. One day, maybe. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at @IamGullyTV_. He said, what you feel about Fetty Wap's situation? Fetty Wap already, they got jail pictures out of Fetty Wap already. He already in the feds. Everybody gonna get a jail picture now. I remember when it was just Beanie Siegel sending pictures home from the feds. Now it's everybody. He said that I-95 was fire. Yeah, he burned I-95 up. Shout out to Connecticut. He let this happen by trying to tell people he was the realest. When you with the RICO, you done. Best I-95 freestyle ever. I think he got the best I-95 freestyle too. This is the year of the RICO. The last 2 years have been years of the RICO. No bail. He said Goods is jealous of Surf. He ain't got to be jealous of him now. Surf got what he wanted. I said that early on. When you be campaigning, you might get elected. He got what he wanted. He wanted to be a gangster. Now, sorry to say, I'm not interested in watching no Blue Boy interview. I don't want to hear nothing the nigga got to say. He said, I respect your hustle. You grinding like YouTube is the blog. There's certain topics that I gotta be on. I don't be on all of them and shit, but I like Tsu Surf. I met him before at the UW Battle League in New Jersey and shit. He was a cool nigga, fly, approachable and shit like that, but I hate to see that. The niggas was repping, man. They was repping that day and shit. I said that he was Grape Street because them Grape Street niggas was there. I believe they was there with, yeah, they was there with Shotgun Suge. Like, this is, niggas gotta stand down. Gotta stand down, man. Put it down. It's hot. That should be the next kite that's flown from jail. You know how they be sending messages home on new lingo, new codes and shit from jail? The next directive from the top, from Frank White and them niggas, should be man down, stand down. Everybody stand down. For the sake of saving lives and shit. Ben Gordon arrested again. I was going to interview Ben Gordon before, right? A couple times and shit. It didn't really pan out. You know, we was in contact with each other. But somebody told me that he kind of be like going through it sometimes and shit. Like Ben Gordon might got some like mental problems that he be going through and shit. If you seen the picture of him on Rikers Island when he went to court and shit, you see what he looked like. So I don't know. I wish the best for him. The way they described it, that he was punching his kid in the head and shit. I believe they got cameras, man. So if they said that's what he did, they probably got some type of footage somewhere. He said he ain't got it all. Why New York not producing NBA players no more? Woo! I don't know if that's true, but that's a powerful statement. They used to have very high profile basketball. A lot of I gotta put this out there, right? I happen to watch some of these drill stories because they come up in your recommendations on YouTube and shit. All of these niggas is basketball players. All of these niggas that be getting killed, these little dudes that from drilling in Philly, Saudi, and all of these little young boys all over. When they tell their story, they be having the pictures and everything. Such and such, he was a promising point guard. So he went to college. He played this. And then the next thing you know, it's a bunch of killing. They get killed or they kill somebody and shit. I be like, damn, man. Y'all got to stay on that basketball shit, man. For real. For real. For real. Stick to that shit. Stick to the script. He said ESTG. He said they getting a lot of immigrant ball players. Damn, my guy, why is it youngins can't see that snitching is gonna get you? Newark, New Jersey streets is undefeated. He said 051 in Chicago were all ball players. I just said that. I'm from New York and personally know 4 athletes that left sports to drill rap. I ain't seen Mel's TV in years. I don't even think he do this shit no more. He said drill music is really thinning the herd of aspiring rappers. I don't agree with that. If you want to make it, you got to be original. Everybody ain't got to do drill music. They don't. What's my man name? Billy Dance from MOP. They was screaming and making, some real abrasive style of music for years, some mosh pit rap for years. And I didn't fuck with it all like that. I don't know if other people really fucked with what MOP was doing. Like, niggas wasn't playing that shit like that. He repackaged himself and he raps slow now and he's not screaming no more and shit and the shit hot. So, crossover dribble, find another a lane or something like that. Didn't Mel's TV get robbed for his camera? He was fighting them niggas with his camera. They jumped him. I don't understand. You know what? Listen, I told him before them niggas jumped him. I was on Mel's TV like a week or two before he got jumped. He interviewed me in Soho. He came from Brooklyn to interview me in Soho and shit. I was in Harlem fucking with Honor doing something like that. But anyway, we did the interview in Soho. And he asked me, why did I choose Soho? I said, man, because we chilling. I said, look at, I said, my nigga, I wasn't coming to Brooklyn to do no interview with you in the projects or nothing like that. I said, man, you better stay out them project lobbies with that camera and shit. Lo and behold, where them niggas jump on him at? In the fucking lobby, in the fucking projects, the place where I told him to stay the fuck away from. So, hard head make a soft ass. He said Essex County is the toughest. I told him. He said it's Mel's TV from Brooklyn. Yeah, I don't think he do this no more. I ain't seen him out in a minute. He said MOP was talking plenty gun talk, but they was yelling and shit, man. Like, you can't keep listening to that shit. That shit was, if you liked it, you liked it and shit. I ain't fuck with it all like that back in the day. He said, let the fashion god know what's the perfect time to shop for the flyest gear. The fall and winter. He said, Gully, on God, mad people told him to stay out those lobbies. You see what happened to him. He said they jumped on him in Bobby Shmurda hood in the 90s. I listened to the rapper that you interviewed a while back, Amp out of Akron. I love to see you doing the interview with Rich the Factor. Do you talk about battle rap or do you just clout chasing off a trending topic? I done interviewed a lot of them niggas. Way before it became internet, a big, you know, Piper Boy TV and angry hip hop fan. I can't remember the niggas' names who follow the shit, but how about some hardcore? I fucked with that. I fucked with the joint with Jay-Z too. Onyx, yes. He said Mel's TV went and got a job by the looks of it. Do what's best for you. 4-Alarm Blaze, yeah, that was fire. Video was fire too. Dre Woo, I appreciate your super chat. Who got jumped out in the 90s? Mel's TV, he used to do media like me. You respect Waka Flocka. He from Queens but don't sound New York. I think he grew up in Atlanta. Do you feel Ralph Lauren has become saturated? It's like this, right? Once the internet came along, everybody could have access to the fly shit. It was a time when we would keep the fly shit secret. Places we were shopping, we didn't tell niggas where we were shopping at and shit like that. Where you get your shoes at? You tell them, I got them from this store, but you got them at that store and shit. Like, we wasn't into that. Like, nobody wanted you wearing what they had and shit. But now somebody will look at you from across the room, look at you on social media, screenshot your picture, and go buy what the fuck you wearing and shit. So it ain't no, it's bad, man. I remember in school one time, this is a true story. I had this specific outfit, right? Some guest shit. It was brown and like tan, cream or whatever, right? And I had some patent leather Adidas, some brown forms with the white stripes, patent leather hot top, right? I wore this shit to school. I had a cream and brown polo shirt, right? I wore this shit to school. Like a week later, I swear to God, like a week later, I was walking down the hall in school and I seen a nigga dressed identically. He went and bought everything that I had on that day and put it on. I couldn't believe it. I'll never forget that shit. He from my neighborhood too. I never forget that shit, man. I was like, it's crazy, crazy. He went and got the same sneakers. Like, he didn't make no effort to make the style his or make the outfit his. He went and he liked it that fucking much, man. I'll never forget that shit. I'll never forget that shit. He said, I can care less about brands. My logo and slogans is all I promote nowadays. I heard that. What do you think of Philly being the only East Coast city not to ever claim West Coast gangs? Philly on their own dick. Philly feel it like they the most gangster. So they ain't claiming nobody's sets or nothing like that. Didn't you hear the shit PNB Rock was talking? Didn't you see the videos of PNB Rock that surfaced after he got killed? Didn't you hear that shit that was coming out of his mouth? That's Philly attitude and Philly talk. That's what that is and shit. That when you hear him, ain't nobody gonna rob me. You gonna get blip blip. He said Philly like an island. Yeah. Been like that. He said Philly low-key a third world country. Why wouldn't you film in a project lobby? Why would I film in a project lobby? I done filmed in some of the most elaborate hotels, workspaces, even studios in the world and shit. I done been in Digging in the Crate studio. I done been in Quad. I done been in Chungking. That's closed now. Why would I revert? I forget the name of the joint in Atlanta. Music something. Y'all know the big joint in Atlanta that everybody goes to. They gotta buzz you in. The doors go like this. You got to walk in the motherfucker. What's it called? He said lies. Philly Sunni Islam is a gang. I can't even argue that. I didn't see how oh my goodness. I didn't see the Sunnis get upset. I seen how they move out. He said Detroit ain't known for gangs. Detroit got gangs. They got Bloods in Detroit. Shout out to Big City Crime TV, my man. Make sure y'all go over there and subscribe. He got the story of the 6 Mile, 8 Mile Bloods, one of them. Whack 100 is saying that a nigga from New York lined Biggie Smalls up now. What do I think about it? I don't know. I don't know. 7 Mile Bloods. Okay. Okay. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. That's my time. I got to get back to work. Subscribe to the channel. Go to my website. Visit the website. www.therealdribble.com. Get your PA knit. You a 49ers fan or something? Got the Big Ten here, man. Come through and fuck with your boy. Anyway, I'm out of here. Peace.